Check 1 2, check 1 2. Welcome to the Athlete Institute in Mono, Ontario. OSBA regular season matchup versus Orangeville Prep National. And Hodan Prep in the blue and white. Hodan, formerly known as Vaughn. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. Expect a good one here. We had a great first matchup between Scarborough Prep as they edged out Orangeville Provincial. Good one tonight. So starting on the floor for Hodan, number 1, Quabena Antwi, 12, Jay-Sean Elliott, 13, David Popa, 11, Tristan Beckford, and 14, Keenan Moran. Out there for Orangeville, number 4, Dawson Matzel, 6, Ebenezer Ogo, 23, Matai Baptiste, 11, Elijah Djordjevic. And then we also got Jalik Dunkley Distant wearing number 0. Let's go. Orangeville in their black and gold, traditionally away uniforms, long 3. Elijah comes away with the first rebound. Matzel, talked about this during last week's broadcast. Dawson was shut down over the summer, dealing with a bit of a knee issue. He's just getting his health back. Jalik Dunkley Distant, long jumper, misses on his first attempt. Beckford comes back with that. Jay-Sean Elliott, corner 3. That's an air ball. And Elliott. And how wide did the shot clock reset? It didn't hit rim. And either way, David Popa, the shot clock should have expired. It didn't hit rim. Alas, good start for Hodan. Jalik. And turnover. It's going to be Hodan ball. Shaky start for your Bears. But yeah, watch that. Did not touch rim. And then they got the reset, and there you go. So I want to thank Matai Baptiste for changing his haircut. He's going with the braids now, so now I can actually tell the difference between him and Kevin Dukovacic. Corner 3, Popa. Rebound, Baptiste. Jalik. Matai. No good. Rebound, Elliott. Moran attacks and then goes under the hoop. It's a foul. Might be on Jalik. Let's see. No, they're going on 6. That's on Ebenezer Ogo. Keenan Moran at the free throw line. He's a class of 2023 out of Oakville, Ontario. Hits his first. So the gym's starting to fill up. Much bigger crowd for this game. And just as loud as the first game. So Moran hits both his free throws. 5-0. Jalik with the ball in his hands. Djordjevic off the top of the rim. That was ugly. And that's going to be on someone in blue. Someone held. I didn't see who. Alas. So I like the Hodan uniforms. Strong blue and white. Looks like the old Toronto Huskies. The old NBA Toronto team. And that's terrible pass stolen. Elliott misses. Popa. Stolen by Baptiste. Matai in transition. Skates through everyone. And has it knocked out of his hands. Still Orangeville ball. So Elijah, an ugly inbound on the last go. Matzel inside to Ogo. Turnaround, no good. Orangeville struggles in the early going. Moran, Popa, already got 1-3. Beckford, Tristan Beckford, bam. Tristan, a youngster, class of 2025. Believe he was at the BioSteel Futures game I called. Matzel, wide open lane. And then that was for Baptiste. Ogo got in the way of it. Shot clock at 5. Matzel's got to put that up, recognizes. No good. Orangeville yet to get off the schneid 3 minutes into the game here. Antwi. Rebound to Djordjevic. Matzel, spot up. No, Dawson attacks. Dawson Matzel gets Orangeville off the schneid, 8-2. Popa underneath to Moran, wide open. Where's the Orangeville defense? So Orangeville flatter than an old can of Coke right now. Djordjevic has that knocked out of his hands, lucky. And foul against Hodan. Elijah will inbound again. Jalik realizes nobody's on him, turns around and misses. Popa. Jay-Sean Elliott, baby, are you down, down, and 1. Jay-Sean Elliott. (12-2). Can't convert though. Beckford, nobody boxing out in Orangeville. And Beckford comes away with it. Moran, Popa, he's already got 1-3. Air balls that time. 12-2. Does McIntyre think about some substitutions here? Yeah, we're going to get Janai up pretty quick. Janai will change the energy of the game. There's a foul off the ball. Looks like it's going to be on 14. Moran trying to battle with Ebenezer, pushing the back. So Ebenezer goes 6'10", 6'11". So you want to battle him, you got to be physical. So Vito Albanese coming in for the first time, number 4. Who else came with him? Let you know in a sec. And finally, Jalik Dunkley Diston, first 3 of the game. Hopefully that settles Orangeville down. Orangeville Preston trying to create a turnover, and there it is. Ogo steals it. Jalik, and then a little floater over top of his defender, Jalik Dunkley Diston. That's undefensible. And then stolen by Ogo. Matzel, pump fake, and 1, Dawson Matzel. Clever, clever. He saw his defender leave his feet. Dawson leaned into the guy, drew the foul, and 1, Dawson Matzel. So that's what he brings. He's just got such a high IQ. His older brother playing for McMaster University. Dad Pete, also McMaster alum, I believe he told me many years ago. Matzel, and just like that, Orangeville can erase the lead. Matzel hits his free throw. Now down just 2. That's why Tony McIntyre, rarely do you see him panic. In less than a minute, Orangeville can erase a big deficit. So it's Sebastian Domano, number 8, who just came out, and then Hodan turns that over as well. Jalik And Jalik gives it right back. Jay-Sean Elliott. Oh! Thunderous. Jay-Sean Elliott hammers that out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting that. Well, we got ourselves a player here in this guy. Ogo. Ebenezer, and he's fouled. Vito Albanese picks up his first. Ebenezer at the free throw line. Ebenezer from Calgary, Alberta. It's one of the things Orangeville's done a great job is recruiting nationally. You know, we've always had guys coming in from Montreal and then Winnipeg, Kyler Filowich. Remember Miguel Tomley a couple years ago out of BC, who's then went on to play down at Santa Clara. I think he transferred to Idaho or Idaho State, one of the two. Ebenezer, a class of 2023. Excellent rim protector. We know we can play defense. It's where is his offensive game? That's what is going to be the difference maker of where he plays. And that's a travel. What the hell was that? He just took 7 steps. Jay-Sean, and from 3. So Jay-Sean Elliott, he's got thunderous dunks in his bag, and he's also got 3-point range. So the surprise of the first quarter, Jay-Sean Elliott. I don't know how Hodan didn't get called with a travel. Dude took 7 steps. Janai, his brother Jalik follows. One Dunkley distant to another. Temperature heating up in the gym. And denied Ebenezer Ogo. Bah humbug, you ain't bringing that here. Huge block from Ebenezer. (17-12). All right, we're gonna have a game here. I'm liking this already. Janai, inside to Ogo, turnaround. No good. Damano, knocked out of bounds. I'm choking up a storm here. Let's put my headset down for a second, excuse me. (17-12). Hodan. It's all Jay-Sean Elliott. And Matzel slashes to the hoop. And the finish, Dawson Matzel. Wide open look, Albanese. Too much. Rebound, Jalik. Jalik's got Matzel waiting for it. And he was going for the alley-oop. I thought Jalik was going to take off from the free throw line, which wouldn't surprise me with his athleticism. So if you are out there watching on YouTube Streamland, drop me a line on Twitter at Mr. McKee. If I'm saying any names wrong, I got anything wrong, always happy to be corrected. Corner 3, and then Ogo blocks that. The ball was well before the rim. It's Gus Gimenopoulos calling for goaltending, but I think the ball was well before the rim. Jalik thinking about the 3. No good. Rebound, Albanese. Damano. Rebound, Ogo. He's wrestling it away. Leaves it for Jalik. Matzel pulls up, in and out, and the follow suspends midair. Jalik Dunkley distant. He makes impossible things look easy. We've got Elisha Bramble out there for the first time, and that's Nathan Carr for Hodan Prep. The response. Ebenezer for Jalik. Djordjevic trying to work off a screen. Corner three, and he stepped out of bounds. Now you expect that from the away team, not the home guys. They got to know where the sideline is. Some substitutions. We're seeing Justin Chase for the first time. Justin was out of this world last Tuesday, coming off the bench. By the way, I'm really digging these Orangeville shorts, the yellow stripes down the side, something a little different this year. And I can also see the numbers on the uniform here in the black, unlike the white ones. It's hard. Now, for these guys, it doesn't matter. I know who's who. Some of the other, when it's the younger kids, it's harder. Beckford gets swallowed up by Dunkley Distant. Can they get it? And they ran out of time. Good defense. I want to see more of that from Orangeville. I like when they, now I understand there's certain times of the year as the season progresses, they can't run them out like that. But I just think they have the athleticism to trouble people. So for the first time this season on home court, Kevin Dukovacic, number 2, out on the floor for Orangeville. As soon as I saw Kevin, I knew his dad would be messing with me. So shout out to his pops, Raymond, tuning in from Montreal tonight. They got a lot of driving to do, so excuse they're not here tonight. Turnover, Antwi steals it. Hodan's got 3-on-1. And from behind, well, who's that, Janai or Jalik? That was Janai. See, that's what Janai does, affect shots. Now Janai with the ball in his hand. Dukovacic. Matzel wide open 3. Off the rim, goes out of bounds. And so Remy Tissington coming in a moment. Matzel will take a breather. So 3-point shooter for 3-point shooter. 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. It was an ugly first 5 minutes for Orangeville. Saying the next 5 have been prettier, but certainly a lot better. Nathan Carr in the corner to Ryan Belota, number 3. Belota steals it, leaves it for Carr. In and out. Rebound Dukovacic. Ollie Engen, first action, number 1 out there. Justin Chase trying to back down his defender and then denied. Beckford comes in to help his teammate. That is good defense. Tristan Beckford with the block. We mentioned Tristan, just the class of 2025. Bright future. Is exceptional. Chase, and that's his money maker, that high arcing jumper. Justin Chase. You cannot defend that. Orangeville pressing. And then there's that turnover, just as the clock expires. So if you're Hodan prep, you got to like that first half up, or first quarter, excuse me, 22-18. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. Drop me a line on Twitter if you're out there listening on the YouTube stream. Raymond, you're the only one that messages me on my undrafted account, which I rarely check. Packed house tonight. Expect to see more college coaches coming up over the next couple weeks. Cardi B in the back. Of course, now's the time to plug my podcast. You can go check out the undraftedfreeagent.com college basketball podcast. My guest this week, just revving up for this season, my 3rd season. I interviewed Jabril Price Noel, who's down at Wagner College in Staten Island, Division I. Former BioSteel All-Canadian. Started out at Pacific under Damon Stoudemire, moved over to Wagner last year. Also on Wagner, Ramir Moore, former TRC guy. And we had a great conversation this week with Jabril. We talked hoops, BioSteel week. We talked some yoga, some hip hop. We're both Scarborough guys, so talked a lot of Scarborough. check that out tomorrow. I hope I don't spoil it, but I'm interviewing Joe Golding, head coach at UTEP, the University of Texas, El Paso. They're down at Conference USA. Joe was the guy who took Abilene Christian to the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, his alma mater, after winning the Southland, and then moved over to UTEP last year. So hopefully he doesn't flake on me tomorrow, because anytime I mention who the guest is, they usually postpone. Back to it. Scrappy first half for Orangeville, and Jay-Sean Elliott showing who he is in that first quarter for Hodan. Tizington, Kovacic, he's got range. Remy, and Kevin to Engen. Remy on the other side now, little baseline jumper, Remy Tizington. Nothing but net. Lead down to 2. Orangeville continues to press. Nathan Carr, no good, and rebound Janai goes down hard. And then what a heads-up play, just ripped out of his hands. That's David Popa. Talk about a heads-up play, I love that. Janai lying on the ground, and he just catches him sleeping, rips it out of his hands. Engen. Ollie thought about it. Kevin's got to take it. And I don't like the shot from Kevin. He had the 3 and then steps inside the line. Either way, Ollie bails him out. You got to play the analytics. He had the wide open look and then stepped inside the 2-point line. Carr. Popa. No good. Rebound Janai. Justin skates through. And Janai again in there fighting for it, and knocked out of bounds by someone in blue. So it'll be Orangeville ball. Substitution. It's Jay-Sean Elliott back in. So Jay-Sean, a class of 2023. Out of Toronto. And Duke can play Remy all day. Can't finish it. Beckford. And he didn't need to make that pass, and neither did Janai. Janai sniffed it out and then gave it right back to them. Tristan Beckford and the follow. 6 of one, half of the other. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, excuse me. That call almost as bad as that series. Engen. To Chase. Knocked out of bounds by Beckford. Orangeville ball. So mass substitutions. So 4 of the original starters back in. The only one who stays on the floor is Chase. Jalik, Matai, Ebenezer, and Matzel all back in for Orangeville. Inbound. Look for Chase to sneak in, yeah. They've been running that play for a couple of years. Popa wisely holds up. Chase, Matzel. Orangeville a lot more patient with the ball today. Alley-oop. Oh. And Antwi called with a foul as Chase was trying to sneak in that back door. Here's one thing I'll guarantee. A highlight tonight from a highlight reel dunk from Justin Chase, as well as Dunkley Distant. Jalik, write it down. We'll try not to guarantee too much, but that's 2 things I can promise. 6-point lead for Hodan, and caught sleeping. Jalik didn't need to dribble that. He had nobody on him. Catch it and put it up. Baptiste. Well, Baptiste's hair looking more like Director Huss than Kevin Kovacic tonight. And 1, Jay-Sean Elliott. Well, someone came to play tonight. It's Jay-Sean Elliott. Jay-Sean at the line. If you missed my call, the reference that there was an R&B singer named Jay Sean, I think he was from England, early 2000s, that, baby, are you down, down, down? Great tune. Go put that on. It still hits to this day. Well, there's my Jay Sean Elliott. One-hit wonder. Let's hope Jay Sean Elliott's not a one-hit wonder. Ogo to Baptiste, who lost the handle on it. More careless. And Jay Sean Elliott again, no. Ogo comes away with it. Baptiste, and then a foul. Oh, a travel by Matai Baptiste. Beckford called for it. Matai, not his usual self so far, and Orangeville needs a timeout with the lead at 9. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me here on the Athlete Institute YouTube stream. Don't forget to click subscribe. Stay up to date on all things Orangeville Prep. Of course, follow Orangeville Prep on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, wherever. You can hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee. And check out my Instagram, my _FA, undrafted free agent. That's where I post my basketball content. So Jay Sean Elliott, it's crazy. I was hoping to get a good look at Quentin Trudell tonight, but we've yet to see him on the floor. And that just shows how deep Hodan Prep is. I mean, that's a young man. That's a BioSteel Futures All-Canadian. And dude can play, and he hasn't even touched the floor yet. Now, I did see him with his nose bandage, so it may be an injury thing. I don't know. It looks like he might have broken his nose. But hey, it's not your ankle's not broken, your arm's not broken. Get in there and play. You got to get one of those plastic masks, the old Bill Laimbeer mask. I think Kobe wore one for a while, I think, as well. Popa attacks. So Popa goes about 6'6'1", and he's not afraid to get in there with the big boys. Lovely finish. Jalik, nowhere to go. Not a good pass. Ebenezer throws it into 3 guys in blue jerseys. Jay Sean Elliott, my goodness. His second highlight reel dunk of the first half, and then Orangeville throws it away. So Jay Sean Elliott has Orangeville all out of sorts. Wow. If you're Orangeville, settle down here. Look, they had some success with Matzel, getting him some looks. You got to get Matai Baptiste into this game somehow. He just hasn't been yet. Try to get him an easy look. Damano. And that shot altered by Malcolm Tyler, seeing his first action. Young guy out of BC. Malcolm, a 2025. Goes about 6'10". And Sebastian Damano out of Woodbridge. With a name like Sebastian Damano, you better be from Woodbridge. Of course, Hodan, the former Vaughn Prep. I can say that on the air now. I wasn't allowed to say that last year. Damano hitting free throws. 15-point lead for Hodan. To Djordjevic, to Matzel. Dawson has his shot affected. Carr 2-on-1, Jay Sean. And Matai comes away with it. So for once, Elliott can't convert. Djordjevic has his pocket picked. Tyler bails him out. Matai, no good. And denied. That's Beckford blocks the much taller Tyler. 3-on-2. Popa underneath. David Popa. Orangeville, it looks like they've just awoken from a nap. Somebody get them a coffee. And that ball's turned over. They need a timeout here. Forget the coffee. Get them an espresso and a Red Bull. I don't think I've ever seen an Orangeville team this flat at home. I've seen them do this on the road. You got a hometown crowd, you know, home cooked meals. Now the crowd trying to help them out. Shot clock at 5. Too much. Tyler has it. Djordjevic for Chase. Justin inside to Tyler. And that's knocked out of bounds. Should be Orangeville ball. It is. So Chase to the bench. Jalik back in. Baptiste. Tyler. And the shot clock expired. How did the bench not let him know right in front of him? They're supposed to help him out. Tyler's got to recognize as well, though. Orangeville trails by 17, 4:48 to go in the first half. Now, the good news is for Orangeville, we saw them erase a 12-point lead in less than a minute in the first quarter. They need another run like that. Popa, Damano, Carr, Nathan Carr for 3. Bam! Orangeville trails by 20. Matzel is fouled. So Hodan just shooting the lights out, and Orangeville can't buy a basket, can't manufacture one right now. Matzel at the line. So this is a good opportunity to prove some toughness here for Orangeville. Who's the alpha? Who's the guy that's going to put the team on their shoulders and say, okay, cool, we're down here. Give me the ball. Watch this. This is those moments. That's what it's made for. Now, also, if you're Orangeville, no need to just start chucking up a bunch of endless threes. You got a lot of basketball left here. And Jalik in there and muscles it away. Still Orangeville ball. They just no need to get away from the game plan. Just got to start hitting shots. And I like the way they were pressing. Kovacic. Boom. Kevin Kovacic. That's from Montreal with love. That's the much-needed 3. Jay-Sean. Popa. Too much. And Jay-Sean comes away with it. Damano. Don't foul if you're Orangeville. Shot clock winding down. Beckford off the rim. Rebound to Djordjevic. Kevin. A little floater from Kovacic. No good. Rebound Carr. Beckford from the free throw line. And no, he's getting called with a charge. So Beckford used his elbow to push off. A much needed gift for Orangeville. Well, Hodan can't miss. And Orangeville struggling. Matzel wide open. Kovacic, air ball. And thankfully, Hodan just gave it right back to them. So 8 seconds left. Ball didn't hit rim. So they've got to be aware they don't have a lot of time here. Matzel has it knocked out. Still Orangeville ball. Now just 4 seconds left on the shot clock. They let one run away a couple possessions ago. You can't do that twice. Let's see in this game. Baptiste. Matai Baptiste. As the shot clock expires. So the last one was 42. There we go, 29, yeah. So Orangeville putting a dent in it. Baptiste has awoken from his sleep. Finally hits a shot. So some Meek Mill, Drake. I remember listening to Meek from Philly, and I remember listening to this song as I was walking down South Street in Philadelphia a couple of years ago when it was big. It hit a little harder walking down South Street in Philly, I'll tell you that. Well, we got a game, folks. Hodan did not come here to roll over and get whacked by 30 like most of Orangeville opponents over the past 5 years when they come into this gym. They came out in the first round and just clocked Orangeville with an overhand right, and they've been dazed ever since, wobbly knees. They're trying to shake off that. That's what's like. You ever been punched in the nose? Unfortunately, I have too many times, and it takes you a minute just to kind of, let me put my guard up here, let me shake out of this, and then you can come back swinging. That's what Orangeville's doing right now. Nathan Carr, guarded by Kovacic. Orangeville pressing. I like this. Let's get some credit, great turnovers. Popa, guarded by Matzel, sprints by him. Carr, Beckford thought about it. Popa, little turnaround floater. David Popa. The most unlikely of shooters. This guy's unbelievable. Popa. He's having a night. Djordjevic running around nowhere. Kovacic. He's got 5, 4, 3. Put it up. That was ugly. Didn't hit rim. It would have been a turnover anyways. Beckford. And 3 Orangeville guys there for it. Kovacic shows his handle. Leaves it. Eli Djordjevic, 44-31. Wide open look to Mono. No good. Orangeville catches a break. Matzel. He's smothered by 2 defenders. Kovacic wide open look. Too much. Rebound Elliott. Nathan Carr. Travel. No argument there. Right in front of the referee. Well positioned. Jalik Dunkley distant back on the floor. So here's where I talked about those highlight reel dunks. Here's where we need Jalik or Chase to show up and electrify the crowd and try and get them back in and silence Hodan. Paging Jalik Dunkley distant. Matai baseline jumper, in and out. Kind of sums up Orangeville's first half right there. Beckford. Damano, a little from the free throw line. Not the greatest of shots. Here's Jalik with his little floater, and it goes. Jalik Dunkley distant. Lead down to 11. Was 20. Orangeville chipping away. A good save from Beckford. Carr. No good. Rebound, Matai Baptiste. And a foul called against Amano. Not the smartest of fouls. You don't want to foul 38 feet away from your basket. Mass substitutions. We're seeing Albert Abiandon. I couldn't get his name. I asked his coaches, how do you say his name? I said, I don't know. Abiandun. Albert Abiandun. I'll try to work through it. Number 10. There used to be, in the 80s, a hockey commercial. Albert, he was the superstar, and the crowd would chant, Albert, Albert. It was a Canadian Tire commercial. Well, it is loud and noisy in here. It's actually hurting my ears. Sounds like they're trying to break something. Well, it's giving me a headache, I'll tell you that. Yeah, get the music going. I'm all for noise, but then there's just trying to break stuff. Any sports on tonight? Got to be some NBA to check out. How about those Lakers? As my guy Jim Rome calls them, the purple and yellow Titanic. So we got some NBA. Oh, Warriors Suns tonight. That'll be a good one to catch when I get home. Oliver Engen. So huge opportunity here. If you're Orangeville, you want to get this to single digits before the half. So big possession here. Matzel from way downtown, but no good. I don't know if that was a shot. Elliott. And a charge on Jay-Sean Elliott as Ollie Engen stood in there and took it. Well done, Ollie. Much needed turnover. So the thing is, it hasn't been Orangeville creeping back in. It's been Hodan allowing them back in. We got a timeout on the floor, Hodan. Taking a sip of my blue raspberry BioSteel drink, really good. Usually rotate. I got my Tim Hortons coffee, water, and the BioSteel. Well, thanks for joining us here on the Orangeville Prep YouTube stream. Don't forget to click subscribe, stay up to date on any time there's a game notification. Also follow Orangeville on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook, wherever else. To quote Bill Belichick, face snap, Insta chat. So an unseasonably warm October night, late October, here up in the Orangeville area. Beautiful outside. Good week of weather here in the Toronto area, Southern Ontario anyways. I was down in Waterloo on Saturday. Talked about this during the first game, watching my son's university game against Waterloo. And it was like 23 and scorching. I got sunstroke in late October, sitting outside. I was also sitting on those metallic benches. So that's kind of just like a magnet for it. Here we go, Jalik. Shot clock is off. Baptiste skates through underneath. Engen backdoor cut, misses it. Matai Baptiste follows. And a push off. And stolen by Jalik. He's got time, get your phones out. Jalik Dunkley distance. And that's more like it. That's the dunk we needed. And how about that? Right before half, Jalik Dunkley-Diston finally wakes up the crowd. Maybe that'll wake up his teammates. Damn. So if you're Hodan, that's kind of the worst case scenario of how you wanted to have to end. But alas, they still have to go into the half with a 7-point lead. Lizzie playing Jane. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. We got a 10-minute break. I'm going to take a breather. We'll be back the other side of the half. welcome. Checking back in here, start of the second half at the Athlete Institute in Mono, Ontario. And Chris McKee, what a first half we had. At one point, Hodan Prep with a 20-point lead, and Orangeville chipped away at it late. And that steal and dunk by Jalik Dunkley Distant as time expired, so huge for Orangeville. Now, if you're Hodan, in spite of, you know, a tough last 2 minutes, who cares? You still got a 7-point lead against Orangeville Prep on their court. Jay-Sean Elliott just playing out of his skin. This guy's unbelievable. Nathan Carr with a couple threes. Popa was really good. So the high scores, well, David Popa had 13 for Hodan, as well as Jalik Dunkley Distant with 13 for Orangeville. So Matai Baptiste had a tough first quarter, and finally in that second quarter showed a little bit more signs of who he is. So we got out there on the floor, Dawson Matzel, number 4, Jalik Dunkley Distant, 0, Oliver Engen, 1, Eliza DeGeorgievich, 11, Matai Baptiste, 23. For Hodan, number 1, Kwabena Antwi, 11, Tristan Beckford inbounding, 14, David Moran. Or sorry, Keenan Moran. I'm looking at David Popa, is 13, forgive me. Keenan started, and then he kind of was buried on that bench. 13, David Popa. Excuse me, I'm mixing them up. And 12, Jay-Sean Elliott. Let's do this. What a half we got coming down here. Popa led Hodan, corner 3, in and out. Orangeville up, Jalik, and that's got to be a blocking foul. He just jumped in front of him. You can't do that. It should have been a foul on Hodan. Jalik was trying to skate around him, and the dude just literally jumped in front and body checked him. Antwi inbounds. I asked this coach any relation to Kobe Antwi, who was with Thornley, I think, a couple of years ago, then was down at Columbia, but no relation, according to the coach. And there's Popa again. This dude out of nowhere. You know, trust me, when you walk into the gym, I'll tell you, David Popa was not one of the guys that you're like, wow, who's that guy? Well, let me tell you, 5 minutes into this game, Dawson Matzel, speaking of who's that guy, big response, lead down to 6. But Popa is one of those guys you say, hey, you don't walk into the gym saying who's that, but you certainly walk out going, who the hell was that guy? This dude can play. Turnover, Antwi. Georgievic, corner 3, Engen had it, all the attacks. And the basket, no foul though. Lead down to 4, Oliver Engen. And there's a turnover, Baptiste rips it out of Elliott's hands. Matai rips it back. Second time's a charm, Matai Baptiste. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it was pretty damn important. And then the response from Hodan. Much needed. Matzel wide open. Ooh, in and out, knocked out of bounds. Should be blue ball. It is. Yeah, blue ball. I think the refs were all kind of hesitant to make that call, but Matai knocked that out. 4-point game. If you're out there watching on YouTube stream, firing some popcorn in the microwave maybe. I miss the old school where you cooked them on the oven and they would pop like the tin foil. Oh, Tristan Beckford almost with the poster, and instead the follow. David Popa. This guy might be the sneakiest player in the league. Lead back to 6 for Hodan. Orangeville, no answer for 13. Matzel, kick out, Engen wide open. Off the back of the rim, rebound Beckford. Pushed ahead, Popa to Moran, and he lost a handle on it. Orangeville, no need to push, slow down. Wisely done by Ollie. Jalik to Djordjevic inside, Engen cuts. What a cut. That's some play, Ollie Engen. That's well designed, really love that one. They lulled Hodan to sleep, and Engen cuts in. Antwi. And should be black ball. It is. Antwi just dribbled it out of bounds. Matai stood him up. I talked about during the first game how I was excited it was a close game because normally, I don't get to see too many close games up here. The Royal Crown game was the only one last year that Orangeville lost. Most of the times I'm talking about my favorite rap albums in the fourth quarter because it's a 40-point lead. So I'm hoping we got a game here. This goes down to the wire. One of the first games I ever called when I first went back to college back in 2015, it was like the third game I ever did, and I had this amazing buzzer beater that was like the call of the month. And I haven't had a call like that ever. It was my third game, and I've done about 400 since. Engen from the free throw line short. Popa for Hodan. Damano. Carr, he's already had a couple threes. Air ball this time. Matzel pushes it ahead to Baptiste. The Djordjevic spin move and has that block by Beckford. And Tristan got all ball, but there was some body contact. But I understand Tristan's argument. So Tristan, Biosteel Futures kid, class of 2025. I mean, you see this dude's got a future. You also see the difference in that, there's the Pool A and Pool B, and it's another gear. The speed, the shooters, everyone. All 12 guys can really, really play. Djordjevic cuts it to 2. Popa, he's got Carr wide open. Nathan Carr, bam. He's raining threes. Ball movement, Engen. Matzel skates in, feeds underneath. Djordjevic can't handle it, took his eye off. That's a simple pass. Get some stick-em on those hands. Vito Albanese, another Biosteel Futures kid. Nathan Carr. Shot clock winding down, Albanese air ball. Ugly possession for Hodan. Baptiste, why not? Matai Baptiste. Quick trigger, no hesitation, no dribble, caught it, put it up, and it counts for 3. And an offensive charge, Jalik just took the charge. Huge, much needed. So Orangeville, after awakening from a slumber, can take the lead on this possession. Substitutions. Hold on, they were about to inbound it, but there's guys still coming in and out for blue. Popa to the bench if you're Orangeville, thank God. 24 back in, Elijah Bramble. Kevin Dukovacic, and Jalik turns that over. Matzel took his eyes off it, and then Jalik steals it back, and he tried to tiptoe on the line, unlucky because he was aware of it when he stole it. So Nathan Carr, a 2024, this guy's got a future. He's as good a shooter as you'll see. Beckford almost goaltended his own dunk. Orangeville pushing it around. Jalik, Kovacic, Jalik for three. Off the back of the rim. And who wants it? Jay-Sean Elliott does. And and Kovacic took an elbow to the face. They're calling an and one. Elliott just elbowed Kevin to the chops. And they're calling an and one. Wow. So lead back to 5 for Hodan. So Orangeville had a chance to take the lead, and now Hodan gives themselves a little bit of room. If anyone out there knows why it's Hodan, I don't know, because it used to be Vaughn. Is it an acronym for something? Let me know. At Mr. McKee on Twitter. Sorry, it's Tristan Beckford. That wasn't Jay-Sean. Beckford hit that. Some Drizzy bumping in the background. I have yet to hear his new song with 21 Savage, but that's got to be on my list of things to do tonight. Oh, it was, yeah, okay, it was Jay-Sean Elliott, because there he is at the free throw line. So it must have been a technical called on that. Maybe Tony arguing, because, yeah, Kevin took one to the chops. He appears to be okay, but how that foul went against him, I don't know. Lead back to 7 for Hodan. Engen. And who was that? Bramble called with a foul, looks like. No, 1-2, it looks like maybe. Might have been Elliott. I'm blind. I can't see what the ref hand signal was. Keep in mind, folks, I have no monitors here. I have no producer in my ear telling me what's up, what the stats are, and any of that. I have no spotter. That's one thing I don't think people realize is all the big play-by-play guys you hear, they have on, you know, the TV, NFL, especially NFL and college football and NBA, they have what's called a spotter, a guy that just stands next to them with all the info, handing them notes to say, oh, hey, that's so-and-so with 6 in a row, because it's impossible to keep track of who's what. So I don't have a spotter. I don't have a producer. Nathan Carr. This guy is just out of this world, one after another, and each shot is more beautiful than the next. This guy's one of the best pure shooters I've seen walk through this gym. He's really good. Kovacic gives it to Matzel. Shot clock winding down. Someone shoot the ball. Jalik Dunkley, distance from behind the arc. With the shot clock expiring, so Jalik has been bailing out his teammates. We need a little bit more of it. Ball bouncing around. Comes off the rim, and Beckford, and one. Elijah Bramble, Beckford in there hustling. Tristan Beckford, this dude can play. Wow. You want to talk about a team that's improved this year. Hodan Prep. Credit to them. You know, a lot of other teams, once they see Orangeville starting to surge and the engine revving up and the crowd into it, a lot of teams will just roll over and say, uh-oh, here it is. And Hodan hasn't done that. They've dug in and taken the counter punches from Orangeville and willing to stand there and take it and respond. Impressive stuff. Bramble out of Mississauga. He's a class of 2023. He's also played at Combine Academy. Kovacic to Matzel. Oh, he undressed him. Does anyone want to take this? How about Jalik Dunkley distant? Back-to-back threes for the 5-leaf rated recruit. And stolen. Get your phones out. Jalik Dunkley distance. Back-to-back. And that gets him up. Jalik Dunkley distant. He's got a cape on his back tonight. Unbelievable. Lead back down to 3. Crowd loving it, as you can hear. I'm sure people at home, regardless of the side you're on, entertained. We got a good one, folks. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. The Seinfeld reruns can wait. No Raptors tonight. I don't think. They were down in Miami last night. Beat the Miami Heat in Miami. No Leafs either. So you got no excuses. Three-point game, Jalik Dunkley distant. Showing you why he's picking up a new offer every week. Syracuse Orange now on board. And Matzel just ripped it from him. Possession arrow should favor Orangeville. That's got to be a turnover. Matzel just went in there and ripped it away. That's the thing. You know, this guy is a dog, Dustin Matzel. Love him. Loved him the past couple of years over at Lincoln. Was so happy to find out that he'd made the switch here to Orangeville, because it's just a small thing. One, you know, he's an incredible three-point shooter, but just the fight in him, right? The dog in him. That's what we need in a game like this. Matzel. Kovacic has it ripped away from by Bramble. Hodan just returns. Anything you can do, I can do better. Popa. Carr, do not let this guy stay open. Thankfully, he finally missed for once. Corner 3, Jalik, why not? And he finally misses. And they're battling for it. That's Janai out there, and looks like he poked Keenan Moraine in the eyes. So this has got to be frustrating for Orangeville. Anytime they make a run and get it close, Hodan's got the answer. Tristan Beckford back in after a quick breather. They need him on the floor. He's been special tonight. They got to play Carr closer, be physical with him. He's not that big of a dude, so you want to, if you're Orangeville, get him off his rhythm, get him off his shot, start being physical with him. See how he responds to that. Same thing with Popa. He's not a big guy. And there's Popa over top of Janai. Lead back to 5. Janai to his brother, Jalik. No good. Rebound, Beckford. And Kovacic, the benefactor of a ball that just rolled to him, and Tristan Beckford is hurt. holding his shin. It looks to be all right. It looks like he just got banged. Nothing too serious. Let's hope. He's a little ginger getting up, but he's all right, yeah. Thank goodness. He's played too good of a game to see him go out to injury. 6-point game. 59.7 to go in the third quarter. Sure if there's a timeout or what. Here we go. Let's go. Antwi. Whoa. The other ref down the other end wasn't ready, so he's having a conversation with Beckford. I think they're saying he needs to go out because they said he was hurt. Are they saying he's got to be substituted? In soccer, that's the rule. Well, you got to go off the field for a minute. I don't know about basketball. Football, it's the rule too. You hurt, you got to go off for a play, right? Orangeville pressing. Don't foul. Popa showing his handle, and then he skates through attacks, and he's fouled. Dukovic is going to be called for it. Kevin looks puzzled. Tony McIntyre not too happy about it. Popa to the line. Popa from Richmond Hill, he's a 2024. So another future guy with a great future. He's also played at Toronto City Elite. Tony having a conversation. I think somebody, one of his assistants, get him in check. We don't need tees now in a 3-point game. Looks like it's a irregular, not an animated conversation, which is good. Popa hits the first. Five-point game. Hodan won't allow them back in it. Matzel stripped by Antwi. Jalik bails him out. Or sorry, Janai did. Dukovic is too strong. Matzel muscles in. Jalik in the follow, no good. Orangeville, 4 cracks at it. None of them could go. Popa, they're giving him too much space. Play him tighter. But a 1-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Popa over everyone. Beckford. 2 times for Beckford, no good. Ball still rolling around. Dukovic. And why did the shot clock expired, not the game clock. So the shot clock expired, not the game clock. So the scores table got in the way of that one. That's killer. You can see Kevin pull up. The ball hit the rim 6 times, but they didn't reset the shot clock, let it expire, and that's what the buzzer was. So I don't want Matzel inbounding. I want him taking this shot. Unless they want Jalik taking it. Maybe Baptiste. We got Justin Chase. Justin Chase buried on the bench in this game. Very odd. Considering his performance, now I didn't see the game, was it yesterday, the day before, but his performance last Tuesday was out of this world. 1.9 to go. Baptiste got to put it up. Nah. Well guarded by Hodan. So we go to the fourth quarter with Hodan with a 5-point lead over Orangeville. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me here on the Orangeville Prep YouTube stream. Don't forget to click subscribe, hit that red button, stay up to date on all things Orangeville. Of course, follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Well, don't go anywhere. We got to finish ahead. So, for those that don't know, I'm a traffic reporter for 8 different radio stations here in the Toronto area, TSN 1050, most notably, usually in the afternoons, the rush hour drive home. So on my Twitter, there's a couple traffic things. So Toronto Police right now, they just tweeted this out. On the Gardner at Park Lawn, there's a guy running in and out of live lanes, in the westbound lanes, and reports that he's laying down in the middle of the roadway. And that's the kind of stuff you see. I have access to all the cameras in the city, and some of the stuff you see is mental. And I'll tell you, the vast majority of accidents are caused not by speed, by bad drivers. and the passive driver is the one that does it. I mean, obviously over-aggressive drivers, guys weaving out of traffic, but it's the passive drivers that end up causing a lot of the issues. So be somewhere in between. Don't be a lunatic on the road, but don't be overly passive to the point where you're getting in the way of people. So, well, whose ball is it? It looks like it's going to be, where are we? It's Hodan ball. Popa will inbound. I mean, so unbelievable, the amount of talent that runs through this league. Just this Pool A, man, it's every team just loaded. Carr and Popa, and there's the press. A bit more like it from Orangeville. Hodan doing a great job working around it. Beckford muscles it in. Tristan Beckford. Lead back to 7. Jalik over everyone. No, can't get it to go. And Janai fights for it. Gives it back to his brother. And Jalik can't buy a basket right now. Had 3 cracks at it. Couldn't get it in. Antwi. Antwi, great first step. And he's fouled by Janai. Antwi goes down hard. Looks to be just fine, though. Kwabena Antwi, class of 2023. Previously at Thornley. I missed the Thornley program. Great team. Under Charles Hampton-Mackes a couple of years ago. That was that team with Cassius McNeely, Keyshawn Barthélemy. Good squad. Also missed those TRC teams. Always had some great players coming through that program. Antwi lead back to 9. Can Orangeville respond? Jalik from the free throw line, in and out. Janai goes and gets it, but he steps out of bounds. You see the hustle out of Janai. A little unfortunate there. And now Janai will go to the bench. Baptiste back in. Nathan Carr. This time attacks and finishes. Nathan Carr. Lead back to 11. Djordjevic hands it. Engen blocked. And turnover for Orangeville. Popa finally misses. Jalik looking to go coast to coast. Jalik skates through over top. And the putback, I don't know who it was, if it was Matai or Jalik. Antwi speeds up the floor to Beckford, and Beckford gets himself to the line. He's done a great job of that. I mean, Beckford isn't that big of a guy. What do we got him listed at here? 6'6". He's good size. He's got long arms, but he's just been dominant in that paint. And it's not like he's 6'10", but Orangeville having all sorts of problems with him in that paint. We're going to see Justin Chase come back in a minute. We need him to wake up. Maybe one of those dunks from him. Get this crowd back in it. Tipped away. Engen comes away with it. Matzel muscles through short. Well, let that go out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Antwi. Orangeville ball. Substitution. Baptiste just came in, but he'll go back to the bench as Justin Chase enters. Chase. Engen. Djordjevic inside to Chase, and he's pushed from behind by Antwi. Easy call. Even his head coach was like, yeah, you pushed him. So shot clock resets. Jalik guarded by Popa. Matzel. Jalik for three, too strong. Rebound Carr. Ball bouncing around. And Hodan escapes. Bramble backs down Chase. Nice basket. Elijah Bramble. 12-point lead, Hodan. Djordjevic to Engen. Jalik spin move. Oh! Jalik Dunkley distance. Spins around the defender and then just cocks it and hammers that one away. Jalik Dunkley distant and one. And that, folks, is why they're calling him an NBA prospect, not an NCAA prospect. Jalik Dunkley distant. Oh. Gets the free throw. Huge. Antwi, coast to coast. That's just way too easy. No one from Orangeville getting in the way of that. Matzel, ball bouncing around. Careless pass. Speaking of careless pass, not needed from Beckford. There's the youngster. You know, hey, not needed. Slow down. You got an 11-point lead. There was no need to do that. Jalik. Matzel backs down. Carr. Can't get it to go. But Matzel to the free throw line. Dawson at 2023, doing a lap year. To be honest, thinking about it, you know, with my own son, he's gone up to Algoma University, it probably would have served him better to do a lap year, because I think he would have had way more options open to him. What his issue was, you know, during the 2 years of the lockdown, he didn't play. There was nothing going on, right, other than training. And he was just like, you mean I can play games right now? Okay, let's go. He was just kind of sick and tired of it. But I think in the long run, he might have been better served to do a lap year. So if you were your kid out there, look, college ain't going nowhere, right? These kids are young. There's nothing wrong with going to college at 19 or 20 instead of going at 18. Long life ahead. No, what's the rush? Just me. The real world sucks. There's no rush to get to it. Enjoy this world as long as you can. Matzel. Short. But down there fighting for it. Gets it back. Pushes it out to the Kovacic from the free throw line. And then gives it right back. Ugh. And then what's the call? I didn't see that. Is it Hodan ball? That's got to be. Yeah. So the Nighthawks, their shirt says. That's new to me. I finally just read that. Fourth quarter, and I can finally read what their jerseys say. Popa. Spin move. Travel, definitely, yeah. I'm like, how many more steps can he take? He looked like Michael Jackson out there doing the moonwalk. Cue the Billie Jean. Now I want a Pepsi all of a sudden. Jalik, floater, Carr has it. Stolen by Matzel, just read that. Popa telegraphed it. Clever from Matzel. Kovacic inside, Chase, and one. Justin Chase. It wasn't the highlight reel dunk, but it still counts for two, and it could be three. So huge steal from Matzel. Justin from Scarborough converts. 79-72, 5:15 to go in the ball game. Beckford to Popa, wide open, in and out. And Jay-Sean Elliott, who was all everything in the first half, really quiet in the second half. Ball ripped away by Kovacic. Wisely holds up. Kevin, little stutter step, and then he slipped. I think that's unlucky. I think the floor was just wet. He was looking for a foul. Yeah, he just hit some condensation. Unlucky. Antwi to Beckford. Oh. Tried the poster and then denied. There's no way that's a goaltending. The ball wasn't going in. There was no way that ball was going in. You can't call that goaltending. It was way short of the rim. I had a better angle on it than maybe some of the coaches on the bench. It's a foul, but it's not goaltending. The Hodan coach calling for the goaltending. Look, I've been pretty honest with the calls. That one wasn't a goaltending. He's got the different angle on it than I have. Elliott hits one. Which Elliott, some huge dunks in the first half. I mean, he was everything for Hodan, but then second half, not that he's had to be everything. Ball swiped away by Justin Chase. A reminder, FIBA rules, you can do that. NCAA and NBA, you cannot. Tony reminded me of that today. Knocked out of bounds. Orangeville ball. Because I was talking about Ebenezer Ogo doing that last week, where he's going to be 6'10", 6'11". He just rips the ball off the rim. 8-point lead for Hodan. Gut check time if you're Orangeville Prep. What a game. This one's been fun. Some Lil Wayne lollipop. Oh no, this is the Go DJ. Go DJ. We got a dance party going off down on the far left baseline. I was talking about this last week. Love me some old Cash Money. Well, the party just broke out. Love seeing it. Hey, that's the beauty of sports. Keep in mind, they took that from these kids for 2 years. Don't let them do it again. Here we go. Gut check time for both teams. Can Hodan rip this? And Jalik is fouled by Elliott. That's not going to count. It was before he picked up the ball. So I think that might be in the penalty now, because that shouldn't have been a shooting foul. I don't have access to that info, so I'm assuming that's where we're at right now. Jalik. In and out. The offers piling up week after week for Jalik. Talked about last week, Syracuse now in the mix. That's a hard one. Oh, wow. So that's, look, hey, I'm the Orangeville commentator. Jalik just tripped and fell, and they called a push-off on Antwi. And that, look, I told you, I've been calling it honest. And Jalik literally kind of, you know, when a defensive back is turning around to get into his back pedal, Jalik stumbled. And Antwi gets called with a push-off. Matzel thought about it. Jalik attacks over everyone. The putback, Oliver Engen. 5-point game. Popa. If you're Hodan, go Popa. And there's Beckford. Good foul by Jalik, because Beckford hasn't missed much from underneath there. It's strange, you know, Beckford's essentially playing the center position for the most part, and he's basically the size of a good wing. Well, good for him. This guy's showing, you know, he can play multiple positions. Saw that with Matthew Alexander Moncrief. You know, Moncrief here at Orangeville, you know, National Player of the Year 2 times, an elite scorer, and goes down to Oklahoma State, and he's playing the small five. He's playing defense. Didn't get to shoot much. Now, keep in mind, Cade Cunningham was on its team, the #1 pick in the NBA draft. So, not a lot of the offense running through MA, but also, to be honest, nice to see him go somewhere where maybe he can be offensive. Popa wide open, deadly. David Popa, you cannot give him that kind of time. Dude is deadly. Dawson responds in and out. Jalik adjusts midair, rolls around. Looks like Dukovic with the putback. Elliott. Spin move floater, alley-oop. Beckford. Easy lay-in, Tristan Beckford. Dukovic. Engen slashes in. Matzel for three. Dawson, Matzel, bam. Big three, much needed. Popa, cool as a cucumber. From the free throw line, turn around, gets the roll. Popa, one after another, unstoppable. And when you walked into the gym, there's no way you could have told me the 6'1" guard was going to be the guy that might be the best player on the floor. Dukovic responded. Good hustle back from Matzel. Is it a foul or is it just an out of bounds? Beckford holding his knee. He's calling for the bench. That's not good. He's calling for the trainer. No. He's all right. Oh, so that's Antwi. I just saw the one. I thought it was Beckford. So Quambena Antwi was the one on the ground. Beckford 11, Antwi 1. 2:16 to go. No foul, just an out of bounds ball. Hodan will inbound. Somebody cover Popa for goal. Turnover, 3-on-1. You gotta capitalize. And one. Jalik Dunkley distance. Huge. Absolutely massive basket. Well done by Engen in being patient with that and finding Jalik. They had a 3-on-1. They had to convert that. Now, if you're Popa, either foul harder or just back away. No need to give the three. Either hammer him. The soft foul, not the option there. That's about the only thing Pope has done tonight that I haven't approved of. The kid's been incredible. Listen, this guy at 2024. And Jalik converts. One possession game. And they want substitutions. So Baptiste in for Chase. So on the floor, Matzel, Baptiste, Dukovic, Jalik, in all of Orangeville. For Hodan, Antwi, Carr, Popa, Elliott, and Beckford. Who's the guy? Here's your chance right now. You want tape. Here's your tape. 2 minutes to go. 3-point ball game. This is what the coaches want to watch. Elliott. Popa. Quick first step. Feed inside. Tristan Beckford. The feed and the finish from Tristan Beckford, courtesy of Popa. Jalik in and out, unlucky. And Popa comes away with it. I'm okay with that shot, though. I mean, Jalik's on fire. Ball bouncing around. Popa comes away with it. They've got numbers, and I don't know what that was. Well, I went to a basketball game and a rugby game just broke out. Possession arrow favors Orangeville. It's going to be Orangeville ball. Huge, huge turnover. So Popa just lost the handle on it. And then the rugby scrumming screwed. Quick timeout on the floor. 90-55. Man, this is fun. Some House of Pain jump around. They're on my bucket list of bands I gotta see because, you know, when I was a teenager, if you've never seen House of Pain, you know, white guys with shaved heads, with tattoos, they look a little like me, so needless to say, I was influenced by them. So that's one of the bands I've always wanted to see. Hopefully get the chance to see them. And I don't want to see Everlast the singer solo. I want to see House of Pain. So House of Pain's DJ Lethal, ended up becoming the DJ for Limp Bizkit following that. The famous rap rock band. Anyone that's seen that Woodstock documentary on Netflix, I haven't, because I remember watching it live, but DJ Lethal, the House of Pain DJ, was Limp Bizkit's DJ after. More useless facts, courtesy of Chris McKee. Here we go. Orangeville ball, trailing by 5, 1:30 to go. So now here, you gotta play smart basketball. No excuses, no silly mistakes. Who's got the mental game? Engen, guarded by Popa to Jalik. Inside to Baptiste, no good. Antwi showing his handle. Inside to Carr, Nathan Carr. That was all set up by Antwi's handle, just silly. The Kovacic attacks and he's fouled. (92-85). The Kovacic out of Montreal. His brother Sean, also one of the top guards in the OSBA down at Fort Erie. Kevin joined Orangeville mid-season last year. So his first full season with the team. Hit some free throws, big. Carr, there's the turnover. Engen. Ollie gets the roll, huge turnover. 3-point game, and they want a timeout. So Carr, that's the first time I've seen him look flustered all day. You could see him panicking, and he just threw that one away. Talked about those mental errors, who's gonna make them? Well, there's one right there. Huge turnover for Orangeville. Just what the doctor ordered. What a game. Normally, you know, I try to interview 1 or 2 guys from each team. I don't know, there's like 9 guys I want to interview after the game. I almost just want to go interview the whole damn team, both of them. Well, an epic contest, you know, they talk about instant classics. We got one right here. This one definitely going to make the rounds this week. Couple views on YouTube for sure. Hopefully they keep this link public for a little longer. People need to see this one. So we got 1:05 left, 1 possession game. Orangeville has done this all second half. Chipped away, chipped away. They had it down to 1, and then Hodan separates. Got it back to 10-11 again. This is it. So it'll be Hodan ball down in Orangeville's half. Elliott will inbound. $1:05 to go. Who do you got? Popa. Great first step. Antwi thought about it. He attacks. Kick underneath. Tristan Beckford all day long. He's killing them. They got no answer for him. The Kovacic attacks. Engin, no good. Carr comes away with it. And this could be it. Elliott, and finally Matzel fouls. Wow, huge miss. Orangeville had 2 cracks at it, couldn't get it to go. So in 6 years of doing games up here, I've seen Orangeville lose once in this gym. Last year to Royal Crown. It's looking like number 2 right now. All signs point to that, barring a miracle. So don't tell me that was a T. I hope that wasn't a T, because that is a killer time for one. Jay-Sean Elliott. If he hits this, stick a fork in Orangeville. Oh, huge miss. So yeah, it looks like maybe a T was called. I didn't see. Polpa being doubled wisely. Antwi skates through feed. Beckford, and that's it. Tristan Beckford, the nail in the coffin. You need 3s if you're Orangeville. Put it up. Take the shot. Short, in and out. Matai. Knocked out of bounds, should be blue ball. It is, that's it. Wow, Hodan is gonna come up to Orangeville and beat Orangeville. Just the 2nd home loss in 6 years on this court. Well, if you're Orangeville, there's got to be some soul searching. They've certainly got the talent. Who's the guy, right? They came out that first quarter asleep. They were not ready to play at the level that Hodan played today. Look, they got there. They eventually matched them. But in this league, in the Pool A, you can't do that. You know, I don't want to slag Lincoln Prep. You know, this isn't Lincoln Prep, you know, or one of those other teams where you're like, oh, yeah, we had a tough first quarter, but we'll get it together. You cannot do that in Pool A. You come out right from minute 1, ready to play in the same manner you would right now. So that lack of intensity in the first quarter, just the absolute difference in tonight's game. Orangeville got ready eventually, but they weren't ready to play this game tonight. And that's, you know, it wasn't one guy. That was every dude in black and gold tonight. It was Hodan. They were ready from the get-go. Well, started from the bottom. This sounds fitting for Hodan tonight. They are here. Now, hey, Hodan putting the OSBA on notice. They're going to be in the mix for a championship. Popa, he's fouled. Popa, I mean, what else can I say about this young man tonight? He has been out of this world, incredible money, a bucket, whatever. Slap 9 more adjectives on him. This dude is good. And right there, 10-point lead, 20 seconds left. Put the 3 up. The Kovacic attacks, he's fouled. Not a smart foul by Hodan, but when you got a 10-point lead, you can get away with it. If they were selling David Popa jerseys in the lobby, I'd buy one. Also Nathan Carr, Jay-Sean Elliott, outstanding. Antwi really got me. Tristan Beckford. Just a full team effort. I mean, you got to foul immediately. But hey, you know, I mean, if you're Hodan, that's who you want to have the ball. This guy's not missing. Popa. Well, Hodan just came in here and hung 100 on Orangeville Prep. You don't see that too often. Make it 101. Jalik. I mean, this is, again, Hodan fouling, not sure why, but I mean, if you're at this point, just let him go dunk it. Get out of the way. Give them the 2 all they want. There's 10 seconds left. Jalik. I mean, look, Jalik did his part tonight. Purposely tried to miss that. And then the foul game continues. So Antwi, Corbetta Antwi, there's a class of 2023. He's had a nice night. He's got crazy handle, really impressed with him as well. Matzel goes to the bench. Nice night for him. But again, it took him a minute to get revved up. Antwi hits them both. 103, 11-point lead, 8 seconds left. Yeah, don't foul. You can hear the Hodan bench saying it, take the 3. What are you waiting for? In and out, and that'll do it. Hodan Prep just drove up the 400 to Highway 9 and knocked Orangeville out in their home. Unbelievable. Well, thanks for joining me out there. What a game. Obviously a tough result for Orangeville. Gut check time for them. They got to go look in the mirror and figure out how to get this right. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you back here in a couple weeks.